Hello, how
Hello.
are you doing, Jorge?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So
Yeah,
it's good to see you again.
thank you. You too.
I'd like to thank you so much for your willingness to be interviewed for this YouTube video. Uh, as I recall, we were talking with each other back in January of
Mm,
2024. We were both cleaning windows for a local business, and we got
yes.
to talking. And you mentioned your son is a fast reader, like he can read a
Yes.
thousand pages in a couple hours, something like that.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And you didn't know that I was a speed reading teacher. We were just talking, and I thought, well, this sounds very interesting. And make a very good topic for an interview because online there's people that would love their children to speed read, and parents don't have much experience in this. And this would be a good interview because you had no experience. Your story is very interesting, and I thought we could just talk about it and just maybe ask some questions, answer some questions, and just leave it where it may be. And parents can see that it actually is quite a simple process. Everyone's got their own story, and does that sound okay with you, Jorge?
Yes, it is. It's okay.
Okay, thank you so much. By the way, my
No
name
problem.
my name is George Stancliffe. I'm the author of Speed Reading for Kids. Also, I've got a channel on YouTube called the Speed Reading Channel. And uh, first of all, let's start off with maybe some beginning questions, Jorge.
Okay.
Okay, please describe in your own words how your son became a speed reader.
Mm, well, when he started studying, because we speak some Spanish at home, he was speaking Spanish but never speak English. And he started going to school, and we see the lack of speaking and reading English on him. And we decide to, with my wife, to bring him to the library to get some books to start reading with him. And after that, he started reading in his own with the
Hmm.
small books. He started reading maybe a week. He takes like a 5 or 7 books per week,
Hmm.
and this one was doing it so frequently. Every week we went to the library to get books and books and books
Hmm.
until he was getting like uh, 10 books after 15, 20, 25, and through the long period of time, I would say maybe 2 or 3 years. And after that, he tried to reach 50 books in 1 week. And but I think he only read about 45, 47 books, not the full 50 as he was expecting to read. And that
Okay,
one is how he started being a speed faster.
right.
And one more thing is that with him, I was teaching also math, and I was putting timing as well to do math.
Hmm.
He was doing it on the time, and a few times I would say we had an application on the TV that we were trying for him to read as many words that he could do in maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute. It's like a playing for him anyway.
Like a game.
And he was, yeah, like a game. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was reading as fast as he could anyway. Yeah. That's how he became a faster reader, I would say.
Okay, so which came first, going to the library and doing more and more books, or was it the game that got him started going faster?
The library.
The library. So
Yes.
he learned to read in English,
Yeah.
and then he was pretty slow at first, and then how did
Mhm.
he start going faster?
Eh, I will say that it's kind of natural for him
Okay.
because I have been talking to him even recently. He said that he doesn't repeat the word when he's reading. He
Mm-hmm.
only cite. cite the word and he knows what that word means.
Okay.
Maybe because he has been reading so much, but for me, I have to repeat the word that I'm reading anytime. But for him, he only glances it and he knows what it is.
Okay. So he was,
Yeah,
even when he was a new reader, he would just see the word, he knows what it means, and he would go on without repeating the word.
that's right.
Wow, that's good. No, that, a lot of the experts on speed reading say that's a good habit to get into, and that's true. That's most of us tend to repeat words, so that's good.
Mhm.
Um, so, how old was he when he
He
first
was
started?
yeah, sorry. He was about 5 years old when he
Hmm.
started going to school. When
Okay,
he started reading, because before he started reading some Spanish, but not at that level anyway, because we have a book, we call it syllable, like you repeat all the bisyllables to start reading in Spanish. Anyway, that's the book that we had, and
right.
also the Bible. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start for anyone. So was he was having fun reading?
Yes, all the time.
Oh, good. So
He he was reading all over the place anyway.
he was a very motivated child then.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Some kids are real motivated. I remember my oldest daughter just always wanted to read. Always very. Some kids are just like that. That's good. Um, do you could you describe this speed reading program that it was like some kind of a program or that was on the TV? Not a
Mm,
like a network program, but like some kind of a
might be an application.
software that
Yes.
was, yeah. Could you describe that? I mean, maybe you don't know
Yeah.
the name of it, but if you could describe
Yeah.
that, how that worked.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and when we put the TV, I was looking for a software or application, and I found this one that it was putting the the words and by timing. You select how many words per minute, I will say, you will read, and
Mm-hmm.
after that, change it to another one, and
Okay.
change it to another one, to another one. And pretty much the words, I don't remember because it's a long time ago. I
Right.
don't remember how many words per minute I put for him. But talking to him, even lately, as I said, he did a few times reading about 1,000 pages in 2 hours,
Wow, that's
which
pretty
is
good.
very good. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
more than
that's
good.
that's mind blowing fast. That's really really fast. But he's been doing it for years, right?
Yeah, especially when he was up to high school now, which is in university. He still read, but I don't know as much as before.
Right. Well, when you're going that fast, you don't spend as much time reading. I
That's
had
right.
I had one lady once. I called her up about 3 years after her son was in my speed reading class, and I said to her, "How's your son doing?" She goes, "Well, he's doing good, but I don't think he's speed reading anymore." Oh, really? Yeah. No, I never see him speed read anymore. So I think I'll sign up for your class. I said, okay. So she signed him up for my next class, and it turned out that he was still speed reading fine. It's just that he was so fast, he was always done.
Hmm.
So she never saw him speed reading because he was always done with his reading. So
Oh wow.
there might be some of that there. If you didn't see him reading so much, it might just be because he was fast enough that it's very unlikely you'll see him read because he's always done.
Yes.
That plays comes into play sometimes on some students. Uh, how many Saturdays? I think you said that you were when you were working 6 days a week in the beginning, and maybe on Saturdays you would have some time and you'd spend some time with him on this thing on the TV where you'd set a number of words. Was it just did it just show one word at a time and they'd go faster or faster, or did it show you several words at a time and the words would change every second or two?
Yeah. It was like a kind of one or two lines
Mm-hmm.
at a time. He has to read as fast as he can. And once it passes the time, he changes to another one and
Oh,
another one, and he was doing it. We didn't do so many times, maybe 5, 10 times the most.
okay.
And he liked it because he was playing, and I was trying to push him as many words as he could read anyway. But that's the only experience that we have.
Okay, so it'd be show a couple of lines worth, and then it would just flip to the next couple lines, and then we'll just flip, and you just had to be fast to catch all the words before it flipped to the next couple of lines.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I can see under in my mind how that would work. That sounds like a really nice program. I mean, we don't remember. You don't remember what the name was of the
No.
program, but it was things like that can be arranged. I've got some YouTube videos that do something similar, and I'll probably be doing something similar to that as I continue producing free videos for parents to use. So this is a good concept. So showing, doing uh, like playing games to see how fast you can keep up with these videos does seem to help with reading rate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And as I say, because of also we were doing math, but I
Mm-hmm.
used to be a math teacher a long time ago,
Oh wow.
and my exams always was timing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if the student they have enough knowledge, I will say, they could
Mm-hmm.
finish before the timing that we have for in the test. And that one always I try to apply to my son as well, not
Very
only
good.
for math but also for the reading.
Right. So that helped make it more fun, just trying to speed things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that also not only for that one, but I remember buying several like geometric form like a piece of goods,
Mm-hmm.
and I give some time for him. Okay, you're gonna do it in this time, and to put all the pieces in the board,
Mm-hmm.
or other one was to still timing like to do like puzzles as
Mm-hmm.
well. We were giving time to
Mm-hmm.
him to do the puzzles as well. Maybe it was for me was a play for him also, and he always got good and good and good by doing it anyway.
Right. No, prizes and competition really energize learning. I've done that in some of my speed reading classes. There's nothing like it to make kids excited to learn and just be really motivated.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's great. Uh, so you did that maybe 5 Saturdays, and then after that, he just wanted to go to the library or something like that.
Yes, yes. We because that one is the one more time that he can spend all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
he was selecting as many books as I said before that
Right,
in order to read per week.
right,
And we were supporting him by bringing him to the library,
right.
my wife and me.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. So he was starting to read and he was getting pretty good, but somewhere in here we had this software on the TV that you use maybe once a week for 5 weeks or so, a month or so,
Mhm.
5 weeks, somewhere around there,
Yep.
and you would do that for a few minutes on the Saturday, or would it be more than just a few, like a half an hour, or just 5 minutes, or
Yeah, maybe 5, 10 minutes the most. It
okay,
wasn't like a pushing, just to see how was his improvement in reading. It wasn't nothing like a programmer, like
right?
a schedule to
Not
do
not a
so.
real lesson then, right? Just
Yeah,
for fun, and that's it.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's good. This is really a valuable interview. This is a key because one of the key things, there's a guy named Glenn Doman, 60 years ago, wrote a book on how to teach your baby to read, kids as young as 1 year old, 2 years old. And he said the most important thing when you're teaching children is to make it fun. Make it a game, have fun, hug your kid, play games with them, and that's where they're going to learn the most. If you're boring, they're not going to learn so much. They'll be bored too. Just make it exciting, and I think that was what you're doing, was making it exciting. Say, hey, let's do this. Go faster, and see how you can do that. And you do that for a few minutes, and then the next week, during the week, he'd be practicing to see if he could go faster. Was he doing that during the in between?
Probably, probably,
Probably.
I don't know, because as I say, I was timing several days, I would say,
Uh huh.
not only for reading but for anything else. Maybe because when we started doing it, he was very young for the puzzles and
Mm-hmm.
for the wood pieces, as I say. But
Right.
uh, but after that, I was thinking to helping a little more and more. That's the reason I tried to make this reading faster and faster, just
Mm-hmm.
to motivate him.
Okay. Very good. And so after doing this for about 5 weeks, he kind of got the idea of going faster with this TV software, whatever it was, seeing groups of words quickly before it flipped to the next group of words, maybe 5 or 10 words in the two lines.
Yeah.
And then, so he got faster at that. And then after about 5 weeks, he just wanted to go to the library. Is that
Yeah, but he was going to the library still, not only when we see the TV with this speed reading. He was doing it continually. When I realized, I see that he was reading so fast in comparison with myself anyway,
right?
and I let it go in his own.
Okay,
I didn't touch more the TV program,
right.
just in his own. And he was looking for the beginning small books, after that chapter books, they call it chapter books,
Yeah,
and and that one is how he finished in about 50 per week, those chapter books.
okay. So, uh, so he was going to the library before you found this TV software,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but once he got this started using the TV software, he started going faster and faster. And then after
uh,
about a
mhm.
oh, am I understanding it correctly?
Not necessarily, because of he was reading all the time. This one came, as I say, it's somehow on the TV, the program, and he
Mm-hmm.
started reading over there. But he was going to the library before, I will say. But
Okay.
that one was just because at the beginning he didn't know how to read,
Oh, right.
and once he was reading by reading those small books, and after that I tested with the program,
Uh huh.
and he continued reading all the time
Right.
until he finished high school.
Right. And so after doing this TV software, that was just 5 weeks, but after that, he kept on improving on his own because he was just motivated to go faster. Is
That's right.
that
I
is
will say so.
okay? So the program, the most important part was that it got him thinking about ways to go faster and maybe gave him a little bit of motivation.
Maybe I don't know, because we don't use it, as I say, so many times.
Right.
But he was the one thing that I believe got motivated to read faster was to reach the 50 books per week. I think
Okay.
that one was the most motivated for him.
Yeah. Now, how did he come up to
Because,
that goal?
because I said to him, maybe you can get 5 books at the beginning, and he got 5 books. And but he said that in between the week, those books were done. And I say, maybe it takes 10 or 15. And he was getting more and more. And also my wife was telling to get more at the same time. And he was getting 15, 20. next week 25 because that one was not enough for him,
Mm-hmm.
and next week another five until he have his in his mind that he's gonna try 50 in total per week.
Okay.
And and he did it only one time to get 50, but he couldn't reach his goal anyway. Only 45 or 47 was the maximum,
Darn, only
which was
45
very,
books.
yeah, only. I have been reading 45 all my life anyway.
You know, that's another thing is that it looks like perhaps the support of his parents played a more important factor in how fast he got than the program.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I think the program was probably good because as far as technique goes, it gave him something to actually visually see. Oh, got to go to these and it changes. Well, I got to see these faster. And maybe
Mhm.
no one explains how to see it faster, but eventually kids will just see. A lot of times they'll just see all the words in one glance and they got it because you just use natural vision. Even if you don't explain it in that terms, uh, I've talked to natural speed readers, and it seems that's what they do. They just see groups of words. They just figured it out at a young age. So, but the motivation or the idea of getting a higher goal came from you or your wife or both of you.
Both of us, I would say.
Yeah. So that's got to play into that as a key factor. So if the parents
Yes.
don't say anything, maybe they won't get the goal and say, "Oh, I can do 5 books a week. What about 10 books? What about 15 books? Hey, let's try for what's the new record? Okay, let's go for it." Or whatever, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's really good. Thank you so much. Let me ask a couple more questions here. See,
Okay.
I went to Grok, which is an artificial intelligence software, to think of what are some good questions I can ask you, and it came up with a list of questions, and so I'm going to pull a couple of these out of here. See, what techniques did you use to help your son learn to read faster? Is there any techniques that you can think of that we haven't talked about already?
Not really, because of my goal was for him to learn how to read. I didn't
Okay.
was thinking at the beginning. I didn't was thinking on speed reading,
Mm-hmm.
just to learn how to read.
Okay.
Because when we were going to before kindergarten, there was one class, I forgot the name.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when I see some of the kids that they went into the same class, they
Mm-hmm.
already knew how to read some words, or maybe words, maybe the full little book. And
Mm-hmm.
my son nothing. And my son nothing. And I was thinking,
Wow.
how we can help him to read. And we start bringing some books for him, and even we read at the school because we
Mm-hmm.
have like a 1 hour to read with our kids once a week, I think. And
Right.
sometimes I stay there reading with him or my wife, and that one is how we came with the idea that we can get books from the library. Yeah,
That is a real.
that's the main thing.
So the fact that your goal was just to get him to be a good reader, and the fact that he became a speed reader was accidental.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is good. He's what we call a natural speed reader. He didn't start with that intention, but that's just how kids learn how to be speed readers. Lots of times, if they're taught to read at the age of 5, sometimes 4 or 6, uh, they actually learn on their own sometimes how to speed read, and they do it quite well. It's a really interesting story. That's one reason why I wanted to talk to you because uh, there's lots of different stories about how people learn to speed read when it's not through a normal speed reading class. But from each one of these stories, we can learn some principles of speed reading that may apply to very young children. This is a skill that young children can learn. And there's people learning this on their own by accident before they even enter first grade. So this is a very valuable interview, and I'm really glad willing to talk with me. Uh, Here's another one here. So, did you worry about comprehension or anything like that, or it just took care, or did it just take care of itself automatically as he gradually got faster?
Yeah, I would say that it came gradually. Yeah,
Okay.
as long as he was doing the reading, I was asking, do you understand whatever you're reading? He said, pretty much, I get everything. Or sometimes he said, no, I didn't catch the full thing, especially in the TV. But I know that this is talking about this one, even though he didn't finish sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but he has the good idea. And still, he says when he reads, because even when he was in high school, he has the capability to read maybe three times wherever the other people was reading,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't still he doesn't understand the first reading. He does
Mm-hmm.
the second reading,
Mm-hmm.
and he understand more, because in the first time he say he doesn't get the full meaning, but by doing it the second time or maybe third time, I'm not sure,
Mm-hmm.
he understands more. And still the other people hasn't finished the first reading, and he can do three times the same reading
That
anyway.
that is really interesting too, because I know the Evelyn Wood technique that was taught many years ago. I don't know if they still teach the same method. They would stress reading a book or a section three times. First time through, just to get a general idea, but
Hmm.
quickly. And the second time through, you get most of the comprehension. And then the third time through, just to get any details you may have missed on the first two times. And after that, you pretty much know it all. And that
Yeah,
seems to be something that your son may have discovered accidentally on his own.
yeah, because even I was talking to him yesterday, asking this question. He told me that he can do three times the reading when the people use only for one time.
Hmm.
That's the reason why he understand, and he can do it faster and understand very well.
That's really interesting. He came up with that independently on his own without anyone telling him, and that's similar to a method that's been used professionally for years. So that's very interesting. And he was 5 years old when he learned to speed read. This is just kids come up with some really good ideas on their own. Their minds are really smart.
Yeah,
Okay,
they are.
now here's a question that you make just your opinion. How do you think learning to speed read at such a young age will benefit your son in the future?
I would say that that's a very good help, because, as I say, I'm a very slow reader,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to. The only thing that I don't only do only one reading is okay for me, because my speed is not so good anyway. Therefore, one reading is good enough for me. Very
Right?
slow, of course, but for him, I would say that he's uh, the reading is it's very important, because now that he is in university, he said it's still the same thing, that he even sometimes do the exams or the test two, three times. He read once, and he fix whatever he has to fix. And still people are scrambling just to finish in the full exam. He does two, three times as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it's pretty good, because he can have a very good knowledge, and he is a smart guy, and he's doing well in university as well.
That's great. I love hearing about this. Um, let's see. Now, I think we already covered most of the stuff on these other questions. So, uh, how about what advice would you give to other parents who want to teach their children to speed read?
Just motivate them to read with them first, if they're very small and they don't really know how to read. And as I said, maybe because I have no much experience, maybe they can use the same as we were doing with our son, just to bring it to the library to read small books. And when they are growing, they can go to different kind of books, like I say, chapter book, because it's about maybe 9 or 10 years old. I don't remember.
Mhm.
And if they can get a program or an application how to read fast, that one will be a very good motivation for them. Try to play all the time and price them when they reach whatever goal they have per week or per month or per year anyway.
Okay.
And I would say that one will be the best for the point from my point of view.
Okay. And what is the most important thing for parents to remember when teaching their children to speed read?
Mm, I have that one I cannot answer because, as I say, I know that teacher. I don't know what's the,
Okay.
but I will say to put goals into their kids, maybe.
Okay. Like say, oh, let's see if we can get 5 books this week or 10 books this week.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Well, that would, yeah, that played a key factor in your son becoming
Yeah.
as fast as he is. That's a really good answer. Well, I think that's all I can think of, Jorge.
Mm.
I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I'll put this video up online so other parents that are interested to see what others have experienced in teaching their children to speed read at the age of 5 years old uh, can have an idea of what to expect, or at least they know that someone else has been there. They're not the only one that ever thought of this. It is possible. And down the road, 15 years, like we are right now, your son can read about 1,000 pages in 2 hours.
That's right.
So uh, the ability grows gradually over time. It took him what 3 or 4 years before he got that fast.
Uh, I don't know because he was in high school when he read that book because
Okay.
it was one single book for 1,000.
Uh
Maybe
huh.
we'll say maybe he was in grade 9, maybe
Okay.
10, the most.
So he may have been
Yeah.
that fast, but there's no way of knowing for sure. But it was a gradual thing. Would you say that his speed got gradually faster and faster?
Yeah, because of when he was trying to reach the 50 books, I will say he was about maybe 8 years old by the time.
Okay, so he started around age 5, 5.5, and then but he was motivated to read more and more books. And by age 8, he was reading between 45 and 50 books a week. Not quite 50
Mm.
books a week, but 45 at least,
Yes,
something like that.
yes,
Okay, so that gives us an idea that the progress didn't get from zero to hero in just 1 week. It took time. He was enjoying books and having a fun time, and just trying to get higher numbers of books to read in a week. And it took a couple years before he reached a kind of a velocity of 45 or more books in a week from the
that's right.
library. That's phenomenal. Thank you so much, Jorge. Is there any final words you'd like to offer? Anything?
Just, just thank you for the opportunity to be in this interview, and I wish the best for all the parents who see this interview, and that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much. You have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later too.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Bye, Jorge.
Okay. Bye.